What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, the D, aka the Captain of the Thunder God Pirates, aka the Jet Black Hero, coming at you on this glorious Sunday, December 6th, with our chapter reviews. Yet again, this week we're only going to be doing My Hero Academia 293, and I believe it was Black Clover 272, or 273, something like that. But anyway, yeah, and yet again, just in case somebody didn't know, Shonen Showdown is going to be rebranded something different. I'm doing this, but we're gonna start from My Hero Academia today because, man, I guess because out of the two chapters, it was definitely the stronger one. But One Piece is on break, so I gotta have something, you know, to put out today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. And as always, if you like what you hear, definitely hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be uploaded when I upload, so you'll be updated when I upload videos and I can actually speak. But without any other further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. My Hero Academia number 293, Hero Saturated Society. Okay, and we open up with a photo of Eri with a smaller horn after Lemillion's assault on the Nomu last time. Deku is looking absolutely fucking floored, you know, seeing Lemillion, and he's wondering how. He then says that he got word from the villa about what's going on, so he rushed over here using his permeation mode. And he also says that the villain hideout that the Night Agency is keeping tabs on isn't far away either. So apparently he was on a separate assignment, but he actually, you know, decided to come over when he saw everything was happening. He then goes on to think that he's only been out of commission for a half a year. And, you know, he really shouldn't be feeling nostalgic. We then cut to a flashback of him telling everyone that Bubble Girl told him about the attack that's going down tomorrow and that he wants to help out. He then speaks to Eri, telling her that, you know, I know you've been practicing on bugs and lizards for the past 2 months, and that's been using a small amount of energy, and that he acknowledges he acknowledges the progress she's made. And also, can I just say, the Eri is fucking adorable. Like, no, because they have a picture here. She's next to Aizawa, and I guess she's bringing him something or something. And then we got, you know, Deku and everybody, you know, looking at him. But Eri is adorable. She got her hair in a little ponytail. She got a little scarf, and I don't know what the fuck she's wearing, but it is so adorable. She's so cute. It's fucking sickening. But anyway, we then cut over to Tagada. He's asking her, telling her like, hey, if you can't fix my powers, but he has to bow and apologize because I understand what he's talking about. See, the thing is, even though this is, you know, something only she can do, he kind of feels bad because she's a little kid. You can't forget. I think she's like 8. I think she's like 8 or like she's like within the 5 to 8 range. This is a little fucking kid who knows nothing, who's had to live a really fucked up life. But just because of the power that she has to help your big ass out. You're a hero in training, damn near a full-fledged hero yourself, and you have to ask her to help you. And it's, yet again, Eri is so fucking cute because she hands, Aizawa motions her over to him, and she puts both of her hands on his cheeks as he's bowing, and tells him, "Don't be sorry. That's why I'm training." It is so fucking cute. Like, if you've ever had a child do that to you, like, you know, when you're having a bad day and they put their hands on your face and say something nice to you, it's the fucking greatest. And Eri is fucking wonderful. Like, I've never too much cared about Eri, like too much, but you know, she's like a cute kid, and you know, she had a really fucked up situation. But just to see her this way, you know, trying her best, you know, she's like, look, I don't know what's going on, but you saved me, and if I can help you, you know, I want to try. It's so cute and wholesome. Eri, aw, it's cute, and she got chunky little cheeks. Aw, I'm telling you, cute ass. But anyway, so back in the present, Mirio's getting fired up, and one of the Nomu begins to launch some bombs at him. And he says like, okay, you know, even with how strong I am, because remember, his power is not super strength. He just trained his body to be that strong. His only power is permeation. So yet again, he's going up and he's helping, and he's yet again trying to intercept the Nomu, because yet again he punched all of them, but they're not down, so they're coming out. So he then goes on to yell, "Hey, if there's anybody who can help, please." And out of the corner of his right eye, he looks to the sky and he sees something glint. And it's then we hear Bakugo. We hear his thought process. The explosions from that time were like nothing I'd ever done. All condensed, faster, stronger too. He's thinking back, I believe this is when Endeavor had to save Natsu from that guy with like the mummy-like powers. I believe that's from where this is from. But yeah. So then we see Bakugo exploding through the air, which yet again, I fucking knew it. He wasn't dead and his quirk wasn't stolen. I thought, like, you know, maybe his quirk might have been stolen, but I'm like, I don't think Horikoshi's gonna sideline Bakugo like that. At least not this early. But yeah, then we see Bakugo, who is absolutely fucked up, and he's remembering also how he, you know, stepped in to save Deku. And yet again, the Nomus, they're getting closer to this is all happening within the span of a split second, because even in this next panel we see one of the Nomus, it's grabbing Genis' left leg. So all this is happening within the span of a split second. And then on the next page we get a dope ass spray. Like if you read the manga, this is some good shit. We see Ingenium come, and we see Ingenium, Bakugo, Lemillion, and Nejire all come up and smack the shit out of all the Nomu that were coming to get Genis. So in that split second, everybody got the shit together and coordinated a perfect assault to destroy the Nomu. No, not destroy, but, you know, to intercept them. And even Ida, he's like, man, he says, Bakugo, I can't take my eyes off you for a second. Like, you do realize you were damn near bleeding out, like not even probably 10 minutes ago. You know, you've been down for a few, but you choose this second to want to try to use your powers. And then even at the same time, we got Tagada asking Nejire if she was okay, and even here we can see that the left side of her body's been burned. Her left arm, because when she's attacking, she's only using her right arm. So I hope nothing's wrong with her left arm. But yeah, her left arm, left side of her face was mainly sensed, along with the hair on her left side. She's still got that little spiral horn, but yeah, she's dragging her arm, so hopefully she's not losing it. But that arm is pretty much useless, and same thing with her left leg. Even though it's bent, so she's using it, but it's burned. And she tells him that now that he's here, strangely enough, she's feeling great. And then we get to the crux of this chapter. Genis, yet again, he was almost, you know, accosted by the Nomu, but he was just holding his guard. And in a split second, everybody attacked the Nomu around him, and this man has not let his hands down. Like he was making pretty much like a cross with his hands, you know, bracing for the attack. But in that whole thing, he hasn't moved. And yet again, still looking forward, still focused on Machina and the Nomu. Like the explosions, shockwaves, punches, kicks are going on around him. He has not looked to them. And even when we see him in the double page spread where all is happening, his eyes are still focused forward. But he calls out to Bakugo and asks him, well, have you experienced the world, Bakugo? And then Bakugo retorts, while spitting up blood, that name was temporary. I held off on the big reveal until you could hear it. And then he thinks, you know, about what Genis was telling him while he was cutting his hair when he was first interning at his agency. Your alias represents your desires, but you are still naive to the ways of the world. Once you've earned your provisional license in your second year, return to me, and on that day, tell me your chosen name. And he says, starting today, Great Explosion, Murder, God, Dynamite. And then even Genius, you know, you can see his eyes. He I don't know if he could squint, but it's like he makes his face like it's like childish. Even and Ida's like, that's a mouthful. And Nejire, she scrunches her face, and even then she's like disturbing. And even the villains are like tacky. And Tagada, he just starts laughing. And then he says it's a fine name with a real sense of humor to it. And Bakugo, as he's hitting the ground, because remember, this whole time they've been having this little exchange, he's been midair, and he finally hits the ground and says there's nothing funny about it. Tagada then goes on to say that a world without smiles and humor has no bright future. He says, and then he's like, hey man, no offense, that's just my motto. And then they go on to say that their boss is going nowhere fast, and that they need to go ahead and wrap this up. We then cut back over to Dabi and Todoroki. They're still having their fight in midair. And Dabi then goes on chastise, saying that his friends are down there having a blast. He then grabs him and says that he's not going to have fun. For him, it's nothing but pain. And Todoroki, because, you know, what he does, so Dabi's grabbing him, but he's releasing fire at the same time, essentially burning him. And then Todoroki, as he's being burned, I think he might be using his ice power to kind of mitigate it. He's like, but you're burning up too. And then Dabi goes on to tell him that it's great that he was raised with love. I'm fine because I'm really happy right now. And then he goes, he gets Todoroki to go ahead, well, excuse me, Shoto, because they're all Todorokis. He motions him over to Endeavor, and Endeavor is still dumbfounded, just sitting there, standing in the same spot. Then he says that guy, being Endeavor, is about to watch his masterpiece burn up and die in the fire of his failed experiments, and he can't do anything. And he even goes, look, he's totally broken inside. Shoto, once my fire burns you to ash, I wonder what kind of face he'll make as he increases the temperature of his flames. Then Dabi, as he's continuing his attack, we notice Black Whip grab him from below, and then we see Deku, who's thinking to himself that the others are backing up Genius, so he's got to do something with Todoroki. We see a quick panel flashback of him with Ochako, with Sero, and Froppy. And then we find out that Deku can actually use Black Whip from out of his mouth. So he's using what he calls quote-unquote Froppy style. But the Black Whip is quickly intercepted by Dabi's fire, who tells him that this is family business and you need to see your way out. But Deku replies it is his business because he's Dabi's friend and Endeavor's his mentor who made him stronger. He then goes on to retort with everything that Dabi said. He doesn't refute it like, oh, that's a lie. No, because even though Deku I don't think anybody ever actually like straight up told him what happened. At least I think he might know. I think he might know with Shoto, but I think with everything else, I don't know. I have to go back and look. I don't think it was ever expressly stated that okay, he abused his family. I think it was more like, okay, he might have been an asshole, but Deku doesn't know how much. But that's the good thing about what Deku does. He doesn't specifically just try to like wash it away. Like he's like, no. Sure, the past never dies, and that's why I'm watching Endeavor real hard as he tries to be better. Pretty much saying like, hey, what happened. I'm not gonna, deny it. But he is trying to change, and because at least from what Deku has known, like, yeah, I know he can be a real asshole. I can at least watch him as he, tries to move forward. And I think it's one of the best things about Endeavor's art. It's realistic. Like, especially with him having the house built for his family. He's like, look, I can't erase what happened. And I can't just sit here and pretend like it never did. Because that's not the way forgiveness works. That's not the way with moving forward works. Sometimes you do something to somebody and they never forgive you. But it's not about them forgiving you necessarily. If you really want to do better, you might have to live with the fact that, okay, I might have did this to this person. They'll never forgive me, but I'm still trying to move forward and do better because that's what I'm supposed to do. And then Deku goes on to tell him that guess what? He is an Endeavor. Which is kind of it's pretty much refuting everything that, not everything, but most of what Dabi has been saying about, you know, oh, these are Endeavor's flames. Endeavor is the cause of all this. Endeavor did this. You know, I'm Somnivor's son, and I got my power from him. Every bit of damage that I do is because of him. And that makes Endeavor react as he clenches his jaw. And then Dabi says, haha, way to state the obvious, but I don't think he understands. Deku's saying that whatever Dabi is isn't necessarily because of Endeavor, and it's not Endeavor's fault in that manner. Yes, Endeavor might have driven the boy to extremes, but the choice of villainy was on him. And then he goes on to say that still, you gotta pity me. The agent of justice did some vile stuff, and I'm the result. Evil is thriving, justice is losing the war, and all I'm doing is showing you sentimental dopes who's to blame for that. The future coming down the pipeline. And then we see the cord start to snap and Machina surge with power. Is one where all that schmaltz and lip service is gonna get blown away by chaos. And even Togata and Genus are starting to like, oh shit, this is bad, because he's breaking clear out of the cords. But then we see Endeavor engulf himself with fire and punch fucking Machina. And Machina actually goes down, because normally Endeavor's a pretty strong dude, but remember, his power isn't super strength, it's fire. So he can coat his blows in fire and do more damage, but at the same token in time, he can't just, you know, he's not that strong. So everybody's kind of wondering, like, wait a minute, that shouldn't have happened. Machina is very durable, he can take a hit. And then we see Machina, even as he's going down with his jaw, and he's like, power suddenly gone. And he hits the ground hard. No strength. And then Togata, he's like, he has an oh yeah moment, an aha moment. He's like, that reminds me, the message I got from the gang at the villa. They said their strategy had no effect, but look. Indeed, someone out there weaved this thread of hope. The sedative must have worked. And with that, that ends the chapter. So as far as like revelations, so I know at the end of the last review, I gave out a couple of, you know, scenarios. Either his power grew back on its own, or Eri cured him. So Eri cured him. Although I think he needed to come back, I didn't think it'd be this way or during this time. I thought like maybe like this battle might play out, and then kind of as a consolation after the battle, he'll walk up like, hey guys, like he'll walk out like when they were going home, he like showed up and like, yo guys, I got my powers back thanks to Eri. But yeah, Machina's down, so that's a huge blow to the villain side, because Machina is pretty much their powerhouse, because Shigaraki is down yet again after that one for all beatdown. Then Endeavor frying him, and then even because when he was getting beat, he didn't have his power, at least for the majority of that. Thanks to Aizawa, who yet again, I just remember like that nigga ain't got no legs, so that's gonna be something after all this is said and done. But definitely a good chapter yet again. Togata's back. I'm just hoping Amajiki isn't dead, because I want to see them three fight like together at least one time before the series is over with. But it's good to see. Definitely something to look out for. But yeah, this kind of puts a new spin on the battle. It's like, okay, how is this gonna go? Because it was looking like, okay, this battle's gonna end with the villains' overwhelming victory. But then it swung back to the heroes, and then it swung back to the villains. Now it's swinging back to the heroes. And like I said, I'm kind of ready for it to be over with, because I want to see the aftermath. But still, this is pretty interesting, because I did not see Togata coming back in the middle of this battle. Like I said, I thought they were gonna bring him back later. But yet again, I think that's pretty much all I gotta say, because I'm thinking the only other thing that could really like spice this up is if the traitor was revealed. Yet again, I think Horikoshi said something, and I have to check the validity of this, that he actually did forget about the traitor aspect, but him weaving that back into this would be nuts. Like, okay, so we got the guy back, but then the trader came and fucked everything up, and it's just been good. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. This has been your boy the D, signing off. Peace.